Hey guys, welcome to I'll Be Drammed. Today we're going to do a little experiment. We have a Russell's store pick from Liquor at the Lake, which is a close by store that we get store picks from. We also have a Kentucky Spirit Wild Turkey Mecklenburg County pick out of Charlotte. The reason we're putting these together is because they're both out of Camp Nelson. So Robinson, you did a little research on these bottles. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, okay. So the Kentucky Spirit is a 101 proof versus the Russell's Reserve, which is a 110. You're looking at about a $55 bottle with the Kentucky Spirit and a $70 bottle with the Russell's Reserve. They're both going to be the same mash bill. You know, you're kind of looking at a very similar product here. They're both 75 corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. And as you said, these are both coming out of the same rickhouse, Camp Nelson rickhouse. And these are going to be both single barrel picks. So may or may not have sort of the same thing in your area, but probably something pretty similar.
Yeah, and you know, we all know Camp Nelson's kind of the thing Russell's is, I don't know if to say known for, but it's definitely a highly sought after bottle.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, quick question, where is Camp Nelson?
Kentucky.
It's right beside Camp Edward.
Okay.
Just kidding, I don't know where Camp Edward is.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah. Do you happen to know? Is this
No, I was just asking.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's just a rick house.
Right, but it's off-site. Like it's not. It's a
When
little
I
further.
think it's a location.
Okay, it's a location.
Because they have multiple rigs.
Okay,
Right.
several
at
rick
Camp Nelson.
Okay, that
Because
makes
both
sense.
of these are Camp Nelson
Okay.
warehouses.
Okay.
So there are multiple warehouses. The only difference between the two, other than age, is one's from floor 4, one's from floor 6.
Yeah,
And obviously the timing of the bottling.
yeah,
But-
and the proof.
Elevation may matter.
Proof matters as well.
Proof does matter.
Yeah, and so as far as age, the Kentucky Spirit, it's not age stated or anything like that. It gives you a bottling date on that, but it doesn't tell you like when it went into the barrel. It's rumored to be like 6 or 8, something like that. Whereas that particular pick of the Russells is just about 10 years. It was just about 10 years to the day.
And so we know which is which.
Yeah.
This is definitely not a blind. We're just putting them head to head to compare.
Yeah, honestly, surprisingly, on the nose, the Kentucky Spirit seems to be more there. I'm getting like a peanut brittle or something like that.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
Caramel and peanuts and yeah, there's
I'm getting a lot of tobacco on the Russells.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably should have paid more attention during our setup. But
yeah,
our labeled glasses are the Kentucky Spirit,
yes,
correct?
they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair,
That's
though.
what Jay and I were silently discussing because neither one of us paid attention during the
Oh,
setup.
okay.
Yeah.
I saw the look and I was like, "What is
Yeah,
it?"
that was the look where we're like,
Yeah.
What's what?
Yeah, I'm getting
It's
like
definitely peanuts.
maybe leather on the Russells.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that is very interesting.
and for those local, the Russell's pick is the Lake Summer Camp,
Yes,
I believe.
that's the one.
And the Kentucky Spirit came from our friends slightly to the north in Mecklenburg County.
Yep, that's the Mecklenburg County pick. Honestly, don't know which one I'm gonna try first. I think I'm gonna go with the lower proof first.
Yeah, that's the route I took. Okay, my initial thoughts here. The Kentucky Spirit came through with what I was getting on the nose, that sort of peanut brittle. A lot of flavor up front, but the finish sort of died off a little bit.
Yeah, but
and
it
I
was
got sort of
hot. It was a pepper finish.
the opposite with the Russells. It was more sweet, caramel up front, and the finish honestly is still kind of going. That finish really lasts. I was expecting these to be a little more similar than what they are. These are fairly different here.
Now, I know this is probably a lot more research, but same barrels, like
Oh, like char level.
Oh,
That I don't know.
From what I understand, they
that
basically
could have a definite, like an absolute.
Because, I mean, in the glass, kind of similar, but if you look at the bottles, one's a lot lighter than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Different color, almost.
Yeah.
Reddish, which now the Russell's has the red label. Lights
Right.
could be coming through.
Bleeding through.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one to particularly say one is definitively better. They're just very different.
I think I like the nose better on the Kentucky Spirit.
I
definitely
definitely
like the
do.
nose.
I agree.
But I like the finish better on the Russells.
Oh, for
I
sure.
agree with that.
I like
Yeah.
the palate better on the Russells.
Well, the palate's more traditional in the Russells.
It is.
I feel like the Kentucky Spirit palate is.
it's more like a Booker's or something.
That's what I was literally about to say.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Booker's.
It's
just
like
less
if
proof.
Booker's was just a if Booker's had 100-ish proof offering, I would imagine this is what it would be like.
It's
Okay.
really good though.
Which one? The Spirit?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they're both good.
But
Now, granted, this Kentucky Spirit is a pick,
Yeah.
but you can find these single barrels on the
oh
shelf
yeah.
Yeah.
relatively easily.
Both of these are offered as
Right.
off the shelf offerings. They're still single barrels, just no one's selecting them.
Right.
But the Russell's Reserve,
Yep.
Right.
that single barrel.
Now here's a question. It's something I've never paid attention to. The single barrel Russells that's off the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Do they indicate what Rick
I've
and stuff it
I
came
don't
from?
know.
So all Kentucky Spirit
Mm-hmm.
single barrels show what Rick House it came from, whether it's C&E or B,
Yeah.
A, F, TIR, TYR. I
Right.
think it's the other one. I don't know if the single barrel Russell's off the shelf.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that
need to-
either. It's actually been a few years since I bought just a regular
Right.
one because it's like once you've kind of
Once you
try
get the picks,
it's
you
like
always
yeah,
go
I
for the
want
picks.
the pick.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something I might have to look into.
Yeah. So if anyone knows the answer to that, leave it in the comments.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And anybody wondering, the CN would be the insignia for Camp Nelson,
Nelson.
on any of these bottles that you find. They're both good though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were delicious.
They
And
are
price
really good.
point, I mean, they're both, even these picks, they were both around the same price.
Yeah.
Right? They're $70-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think, your off the shelf offering I think is, a little bit cheaper, but it's still, $10 or $15 or so.
Yeah, but
The Russell's picks are generally a little steeper.
right. But the Kentucky Spirit, those single barrels off the shelf are like $65, I think.
Yeah.
So, because we both picked up this mech bottle,
Yeah.
and we had just picked up the regular bottle the week before,
Yeah.
so I think they were all comparable in price.
Yeah.
But I mean, both of them,
Both
good bottles.
oh
And-
yeah, for sure.
and
Both
for
got
value, I mean,
a good
Oh yeah.
good mouthfeel on the
Yeah,
sort of creamy.
but but I'm like you though. I wasn't expecting that much difference.
Right between the two.
right, coming out of
Considering-
the same Rick House, we were trying to get something that people maybe wouldn't think would be that similar, but we would think maybe is that similar. Well, it turns out it's not really that similar.
Right.
Surprise, we're wrong.
Right. Surprise. Surprise. Here we are.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. We're honest.
Right. But I mean, we ended up with 2 good bottles out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, neither one of those is a slouch. Those are both really good. It's interesting how they sort of bring something different to the table. Like that Kentucky Spirit was coming through a lot stronger on the nose. Like it just was just a more complete nose. And then the opposite end, that Russell's, that finish just lingered, and it's that traditional like that caramel and maybe some honey and
Yeah.
you get some of that oak, and it just lingered. It just was hanging around.
Yeah. I agree.
Whereas it's sort of, I wouldn't call the Kentucky Spirit a short finish, but just compared to
Right,
the,
in comparison, it is.
It just yeah.
I mean, I'm a giant Wild Turkey fan, so like
Yeah.
every pick. I mean, I think I have
agree.
14 Russell's picks right now.
I could make the argument that Wild Turkey Rare Breed is the best value in bourbon. It is such you're getting a barrel proof product for $55. Those things are great.
And you can find it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
readily
it's everywhere.
available. Yeah, and that's 55 is actually a little bit up. I think they used to run more like 45 not that long ago.
Oh, inflation.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you do?
yeah.
What do you do?
It is
Thanks,
what it is.
Nixon.
Nixon's. All right. So, what else to add to this? Anybody?
Both great values.
That's it.
Good bottles.
Yeah.
Go buy them.
Buy the Russell store picks unless it's the last one and I'm behind you in line.
Yeah. Then you're getting kicked in the shin.
Maybe the next Russell's B-roll we do, we line up all of our picks together.
Okay.
Or let's just do
circle
a
the
blind. Just
Every single one of them.
All of them.
all the individual store
All-
picks we have amongst ourselves.
We'll have to go
there'd be
buy
like
a bunch of mini
and-
blends.
and then-
72 bottles.
And then we'll go live from the hospital.
Right. That's right.
So this is how an IV works.
Right. That's right.
Coming to you live
welcome
from
to Alvin
room
Jam,
431.
Welcome.
Do you think they let us keep the 2110 going?
Like,
in the hospital?
Yeah, just be like, this is the only room we can use.
Pretty sure they have a no camera policy for stuff like that.
That's a lot of.
That's why they make small cameras.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have a no camera policy in the hospital because then they wouldn't be able to do colonoscopies.
God.
all right, now, all right, that's
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up here. Jeez.
And this is how bourbon enters your body.
And this is where it exits.
Coming to you soon.
All right, guys, we are I'll Be Drammed. If you have any questions, comments, please drop in the comments. Don't forget to like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got more stuff coming out. We'll see you next time.
all right. That was a good one, though.
Right. That's good.
Yeah,
That's what we
good.
need to do. We need
That's
to get
good.
that up.